Call the meeting to order. Our treasurer, John Riley, will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, will you call the roll?
Dave Abdallah.
Here.
Thomas Berry is absent. Robert Constant.
Here.
Lisa Hicks Clayton.
Here.
Margaret Horvath.
Here.
Joseph Kaczynski.
Here.
Ray Muscat.
Here.
Mr. Chairman, you have a quorum.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilwoman Lisa Hicks Clayton.
I move to approve the order of business May 24th, 2016, regular meeting of the Dearborn Heights City Council as presented.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Kaczynski. All those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilman Kaczynski.
I move the council approve the minutes of the last city council meeting held on May 10th, 2018, as presented.
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Lisa Hicks Clayton. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. The next item on the agenda is fund transfers and current claims.
Mr. Chairman, go ahead.
Councilwoman Horvath.
I move that the council approve current claims 6-1 through 6/31.
Second.
Second by Councilman Kaczynski. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair,
Councilman Muscat.
unfortunately, I tried to make some phone calls today, and for some crazy reason, the phone system wasn't helping me any. I spoke with the mayor about that today, so I want to apologize to Mr. Zimmer now if I have too many questions, but I have a couple. One is on 6-3, where it was the water fund, and there was slabs of concrete for sidewalks. Now, I thought sidewalks was the responsibility of the homeowner.
Director Zimmer.
That's, it could be a main break, part of a main break, or a service repair.
Okay, okay, but I got some more, so I'm sorry. I truly am, okay? Again, on 6-7, the salt. We're still buying salt, or is that something that we continuously do through the whole year?
We're required to purchase 75% of our contracted amount. This is what is at that point.
Okay. And then on 6-12, we purchased some R-22. Is that for vendors' use, or is that for our use?
I imagine it's for our vehicles, or for one of our buildings.
But it would be for our use, not for a vendor's use then?
Our use.
Okay, that's the other question. And then 6-15, we've got Hard Rock Incorporated, and it says street repair project, but it doesn't tell us where the projects are at. And and there's another one on 6-16 also. I'm having a hard time not knowing where this stuff is happening. And it's just like getting a phone bill and there's $5 charge here and a $5 charge there without finding out what it's for. I mean, the amount was $307,000, so I imagine it's a big project, okay? And then same thing with 6-16, it was only $2,976, and 6-30 was for $2,530, but it doesn't tell me where these projects are at. I mean, we should know where they're at.
The road construction is Hass Avenue, Hazelton, and Monroe.
That's the one for $307,000.
$307,000.
Okay, that's for Hass,
Hass, Hazelton, and Monroe.
and the other ones.
Yes, and 14. Right, number 14.
On 6-16,
That's our cross control backflow
Did
program.
did
Did you mean 14 versus 16?
Yes, I'm sorry, yeah, 14, not 16.
614.
14 was last year's program, that's just to refund the retention.
Okay.
They provided all the proper paperwork to close
And,
out the project.
and then 630, the services by Wade and Trim for 2530.
That's for the proposed antenna at City Hall. We had to do some soil testing.
Okay. I question these because I'd like to know where they're at before I say okay with something. So thank you, I appreciate it.
Any other questions?
Mr. Chair,
Councilman Abdullah.
this is for Director Zimmerman. I've got a question in regards to 6365 and 610. And all of these were charged to water. And I had a question as to why would it go from, why would this money be taken away from the water fund when, at least from everything I'm looking at, like one of them here, for example, 6.3 is in regards to sidewalk work completed at various locations. 6.5 was, again, different contractual services, BSNA software service and support. And then the last one was 610, which was in regards to pavement repairs. And the amounts on these are relatively substantial, so I'm wondering why is that taken out of the water fund when, from what I'm looking at, it doesn't seem to be involved with water directly.
Mr. Zimmer, by the way, not Mr.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my fault, sorry.
And just to answer the question for Ray about the 6.3, that was for main break or service repairs, those are our water department repairs.
Okay.
Same thing with the roads. Our cement contractor, E&N Cement, when they do main break, sometimes we have to take part of the road out. E&N Cement comes back and makes the repairs to the streets.
I see. Okay, makes sense, thank you.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. The next item on the agenda is item 7A, rejection of bids and advertise for rebids for the Central Park Pavilion.
Mr. Chairman.
Councilwoman Lisa Hicks Clayton.
Thank you. I move to concur with Parks and Recreation Director Ken Greibel's request to reject all the bids that were submitted and return the bid bonds to each bidder. I also would like to request and move that the city comptroller rebid the Central Park Pavilion project per the revised specification as outlined in 7A.
Second.
Second by Councilman Musket. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. The next item on the agenda is tabulation of bids for the John F. Kennedy Library compressor replacement from Public Service Director William Zimmer.
Mr. Chairman.
Councilwoman Lisa Hicks Clayton.
I move to approve the bid be awarded to Miller Bolt, which is the lowest bidder, to perform the service to install a replacement compressor for John F. Kennedy Library. Total cost is $12,600 with payment upon completion. Funds for this project were approved in the 2015-2016 library budget, and also request all bid bonds be returned to unsuccessful bidders as outlined in 7B.
Second.
Second by Councilman Kozinski. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair,
Councilman Musket.
do we get a warranty with that new compressor? And if we do, how long is the warranty?
Yes, we do. It's going to be a one-year warranty. We tried to extend that in our bid. The first time we went out for bids, we didn't get enough response because the manufacturer will only offer 1 year.
Now, those compressors from each bidder, are they similar compressors or, we got Copeland compressors as big name. Do they use the same type or are they one using different type of compressors as?
The compressor that was specified had to be a duplicate. in order to perform properly.
An OEM, okay, thank you.
Any further questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. The next item on the agenda is tabulation of bids for the City Hall Building Automation System.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilman Kozinski.
move council concur with Public Service Administrator Bill Zimmer and award the bid to provide and install a new building automation system in control of the City Hall HVAC. Bid is to be awarded to Johnson Control in the amount of $8,690, which is the lowest bid, and to simultaneously refund the bid bonds to the unsuccessful bidders. Payment to occur when material and equipment are installed.
Second.
Second by Councilman Musket. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Aye. No,
That's,
whatever. It's Johnson Controls.
next item on the agenda, item 8A from Mayor Pletko, interlocal agreement addendum with the City of Dearborn for IT services.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilman Kozinski.
I move that the council concur with the addendum regarding the interlocal agreement between the City of Dearborn and Dearborn Heights for the provision of IT services for the police department and the 20th District Court, all defined in item 8A, a letter dated May 17, 2016.
Is there support for the motion?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Horvath. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair,
Councilman Musket.
just a quick thought on this, and a question. Mr. Mayor, do you know if they control our phone services too?
We actually hired a consultant. Where they had control is they received a state grant in which we are looking from not using any cables, but direct antenna to antenna, for lack of better.
We just had this discussion outside the hall.
Yeah.
They got to do a better job with the phone system. It's horrible,
I agree.
okay? Horrible.
Tony, we all agree.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. The next item on the agenda from Administrative Assistant Laszlo, tabulation of professional appraisal services request for qualifications.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilwoman Horvath.
I move that we concur with Administrative Assistant Laszlo and approve Raftery Real Estate Company to contract with the city for appraisal services, as they are the lowest bidders for the 15 homes along Hanover Street. And also ask the council to approve Judah and Associates as the alternate contractor, as they were the second lowest.
Second.
Second by Councilman Musket. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda from City Clerk Walter Persevich, correction to the annual meeting notice.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilman Kozinski.
move council concur with the request of City Controller Persevich and authorize a publication of the required notice for the meeting change indicated in correspondence 9B dated May 10, 2016. Has to do with the delay of the November 8th meeting related to the election, and the meeting will occur on November 9th at 8 p.m.
Support.
Second by Councilwoman Lisa Hicks Clayton. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. The next item on the agenda, item 9C, from Recreation Director, Deputy Director Kim Constant, purchase of tablets and laptop computers.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilwoman Horvath.
I move that the council concur with Deputy Director Kim Constant and approve the purchase of 4 Surface Pro 4 tablets and keyboards to be used at the recreation desks at Eaton and Richard A. Young and Canfield Centers for residents to use for customer registration with their active online software. Also, I request that the council concur with Assistant Director to purchase of 2 laptop computers for the department. One will be used by the trip coordinator to take back and forth from Eaton to Berwyn, and the trip coordinator to take home to have immediate access to trip information when the centers are closed, as outlined in 9C.
Second.
Second by Councilman Musket. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair?
Councilman Musket.
I just want to say to Mrs. Constant, great job in finding ways to pay for this stuff. You do a great job over there. Seriously, you really do.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. The next item on the agenda, item 9D, also from Deputy Recreation Director Kim Constant, purchase of printers, scanners, and cameras.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilwoman Lisa Hicks Clayton.
I move to concur with Parks and Recreation Deputy Director Kim Constant, the request and purchase of 2 membership card printers, ribbons cards for printer, 2 cameras, 2 stationary scanners, and 1 USB scanner. Hardware in the amount of $4,163.50 as outlined in 9D.
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Musket. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. The next item on the agenda from Corporation Counsel Gary Miatke, letter to the Detroit Newspaper Agency.
Mr. Chair.
Councilman Musket.
I move to, and this was my letter, by the way, not my letter, it wasn't I that wrote it, but it was my motion to begin with. I concur with corporate counsel on this, but I may want to try to keep this open for a further study session to see how it works out with with Orion Township. I've been in contact with the supervisor there, and we've had some good discussions, and I'd like to see how that turns out before we try anything. So if we can keep this open, I don't know how to do that, to keep this open. And
If I might, what I would recommend you do is that you table the motion for a future meeting, and that'll keep it on the list, and then the chairman will be able to bring that up at a later date, because I would hope you would not have this die, but rather keep it.
That's what I'd like to, so whatever the mayor said we can do, right?
Makes sense to me.
I mean...
It's a friendly suggestion.
Yeah, and I'm going to take that because we don't, taking it from Ms. Horvath, Councilwoman Horvath, we don't want to get sued. And I don't want to be the one that got us sued, so I think we can play it smart and see how it works out for them.
Yeah, just so everyone knows, we're talking about these packets that end up in everybody's driveway on Saturday.
But just for information, though, the tickets that were issued, the tickets that were issued for 2 people that requested it to be stopped, and it wasn't stopped. So that's when the city gave them the tickets. So I don't know how that's going to work out, but if we keep this tabled and see what they do, then we can bring it up at another time.
Is there support for the motion?
Support.
Support by Councilwoman Lisa Clayton. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion, please state aye.
Aye.
And those opposed? The ayes have it. The next item on the agenda from Library Director Michael McCafferty, budget amendments.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilman Kozinski.
I move the council concur with the letter sent to Comptroller Vincent McCary with regard to a budget amendment, increasing revenues in the amount of $34,000 for the indicated accounts and increasing the expense accounts in the amount of $34,000. Indicated accounts as increased expenditures, all defined very clearly in item 9F with a date indicating May 12, 2016.
Second.
Seconded by Councilwoman Horvath. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda, item 13A, adoption of the 2016-2017 corporate fund budget.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilwoman Horvath.
I move that the city council adopts the general government fiscal 2016-17 surplus budget in the amount of $43,156,944.
Is there support?
Second.
Second by Councilman Musket. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. Councilman Kozinski.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the council adopt the library fund fiscal 2016-2017 surplus budget in the amount of $2,177,026.
Is there support?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Horvath. All those in favor of the motion, please state aye. Aye. Those opposed? The ayes have it. The next, Councilman Abdullah.
I move that the tax levy for the 2016-2017 fiscal year be set at 8.4643 mils.
Support.
Support by Councilman Kozinski. All those in favor of the motion, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. Councilman Musket.
I make a motion to approve that 6.45 mils be levied to finance the Voter Approval Act 345 Fire and Police Pension Plan for fiscal year 2016-2017 in the amount of $7,238,417.
Support.
Support by Councilwoman Lisa Hicks Clayton. All those in favor of the motion, please state aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Councilwoman Lisa Hicks Clayton.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. I move that the city council levy an additional 2.2222 mils on the taxable valuation financing garbage and rubbish disposal fiscal year 2016 to 2017.
Second.
Second by Councilman Kozinski. All those in favor of the motion, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. Councilwoman Horvath.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the city council levy an additional 1.9916 mils on the taxable valuation of public safety as approved by the voters of the city of Dearborn Heights for fiscal year 2016-17.
Second.
Second by Councilman Abdullah. All those in favor of the motion, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. Councilman Kozinski.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the millage approved for solid waste disposal by the approved by the electorate in May 2000 be levied at an amount of .9958 mils.
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Horvath. All those in favor of the motion as stated, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it.
Mr. Chair, I move that the city council approve the 2016-2017 lump sum budget for the 20th District Court in the amount of $1,958,022. Salaries not to exceed amount specified in the budget.
Second.
Second by Councilman Musket. All those in favor of the motion as stated, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. Councilman Musket.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to approve that the city council levy an additional .9149 mils to fund the city department for libraries, including new improvements of library buildings as approved by the voters of the city of Dearborn Heights.
Support.
Support by Councilwoman Lisa Hicks Clayton. All those in favor of the motion as stated, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilwoman Lisa Hicks Clayton.
I move that the city council levy an additional .9460 mil to fund the city libraries as approved by the voters of the city of Dearborn Heights.
Second.
Second by Councilman Musket. All those in favor of the motion as stated, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the ayes have it.
Mr. Chairman?
Mayor?
I just want to thank all the council members. I think we had some really good sessions as we went through the budget. And thank you for all the cooperation and for the staff, the hard work that everybody put in to accomplish this. So I think good job to everybody.
Thank you.
And I'll echo those comments. I want to thank all my fellow council members, the department heads, and the mayor. We did review the budget, and there were some good questions and good discussions.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilwoman Horvath.
do we, I'm getting to be like you. Ugh. Do we have to read 11B?
13.
You mean 13?
I'm sorry, 13B.
I don't know that we have to read the whole thing. The next item on the agenda is item 13B, adoption of the administrative fee.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilwoman Horvath.
we have to read the whole thing? Okay. Whereas the city of Dearborn Heights is authorized to collect up to 1% administration fee pursuant to MCL 2011.44, provided the governing body of the city by resolution approves the authorization of the fee. Whereas the City Council of the City of Dearborn Heights believes that it is necessary to collect said administration fee for fiscal year 2016-17, said collection rate need only be set at 1.0%. Now therefore be it resolved that the City of Dearborn Heights approves the imposition of, and the treasurer of the City of Dearborn Heights shall administer the imposition of a property tax administration fee pursuant to MCL 2011.44 with respect to taxes to be collected for the summer 2016 and winter 2016 only, with stipulation that the imposition of any future property tax administration fee will require a new resolution before it may be imposed, and that the fee shall be used to offset costs incurred by the City of Dearborn Heights in assessing property values, collecting the property tax levies, and in the review and appeal process.
Second.
Second by Councilman Musket. All those in favor of the well-stated motion as presented, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the ayes have it. The next item on the agenda is the business license renewals for Applebee's,
Mr.
Buck's Pub, and Dearborn Heights Moose Lodge. Councilman
Chair.
Kozinski.
Move that the council approve all of the city business licenses attached to item 13C.
Support.
Support by Councilwoman Lisa Hicks Clayton. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please state aye. Aye. Those opposed, the ayes have it. That ends the regular portion of our meeting. Any announcements?
Mr. Chairman,
Councilwoman Lisa Hicks Clayton.
I've been asked to make an announcement on behalf of Services to Enhance Potential, which is STEP. They provide educational and job training for those living with disabilities, as well as job placement. They are opening a thrift store here in Dearborn Heights, and they do have a grand opening scheduled for Saturday, June 11th from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m., and they would like to invite the public. The location is 830 Ford Road, so that's Ford and Telegraph in Dearborn Heights, and they want to invite everyone to join a fun-filled day for the whole family, including face painting, balloon artist, refreshments, and more. So again, that's Saturday, June 11th, 10 to 5 p.m. for Services to Enhance Potential, or excuse me, yes, grand opening. Thank you.
This says June 2nd.
That's the ribbon cutting. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Any other announcements from anybody at the table? Anyone else? All right. Clerk Persevich?
A couple of announcements. Hopefully our fine cameraman said he would have this up while I'm talking. This is going to be your application, which if you are on the permanent application list, you will be receiving this very shortly. Please bear in mind, it has both elections for August and November. So if you want an absentee ballot for both elections, you must check both and check a reason for each election. If you only want one for August 2nd or November 8th, please only check one of those two boxes and the appropriate box for the reason. If you fail to designate, we will have to mail it back to you, and you will have to fill it out. So please be aware that this will cover you for both elections, should you wish, or either or. Other thing I wanted to say is regarding elections, August 2nd is the next one, and of course the presidential. I am in need of many, many poll workers. I've been advertising many different places. It was on the Channel 7, Alicia Smith had a thing about all the communities needing poll workers. We need 50 people for the November election in order to try to have a smooth election. So if you know of anybody, computer skills, please pass those people along to me. At the school election, I had a gentleman who was second in line, and he stated, "I have somewhere to be in 30 minutes, and I'm 40 minutes away. Let's go." There's going to be lines, folks, so the more help we get, the better off we'll be. But please understand that your right to vote is precious, and please be patient if those lines occur. Finally, I received a communication late today from the Great Lakes Water Authority. Just want to let people know there's a public hearing on June 22nd regarding a proposed RRO disinfection project to the wastewater treatment plant. Many people have asked me to make them aware of these type of things. This public hearing is June 22nd, 2016. It will significantly improve the quality of the wet weather discharges from the wastewater treatment plant, including full disinfection. Total project cost is $37.5 million. The project is comprised of modifications of the existing flow structure at the wastewater treatment plant. So if you're interested in this,
Where's it at?
it is at 735 Randolph, room 1504. What I was going to say, if you're interested in this, please call our office. We will have a copy of this in where our agendas and so forth are, and I will put this on our website under online documents. So just wanted to make the public aware of that.
What room number was that again? 735 Randolph? I'll give you a room number.
735, right?
Room 1504, 15th floor.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, did you say a time? I know you said June 22nd, and you gave the address, but do you have a time?
1 p.m.
Okay, thank you.
I'll send all the council
Appreciate it.
people
Thank
and the
you.
mayor a copy of this.
Thank you.
Anyone else at the
Mr.
table?
Chairman,
Councilwoman Horvath.
I don't want to beat a dead horse, and we did talk about this briefly before the regular council meeting. But I just want, there's been a lot said out there about the 911 situation. I want everybody to understand that there has been zero, zilch, nada, anything done about that. All we've done here in the city is ask Dearborn to talk. There's been no decisions. We don't know what they have to offer. We don't know what we're going to offer. We've got a million questions. I know all of the operators are interested in asking all of us questions, and we're going to find the answers to those questions. But right now, if you came and asked me a question about this, all I can tell you is we're going to have a meeting. We have no answers. We're just going to delve into it and see if it's something good for us, not so good, for the future, or right now. So that's what's happening out there. There has been nothing set in concrete. Correct, Mayor?
Yeah, and I think we've all agreed that if we receive a proposal back from Dearborn, that collectively we will all have a public hearing and invite the city of Dearborn and their consultants and
The dispatchers.
and dispatchers and representatives from both police and fire, and we'll do it the right way, and everybody will have an opportunity to discuss it. And it'll be a collective, and the clerk and the treasurer both be invited, everybody.
Okay. That's all.
Thank you. Any other announcements? All right, Chief?
I'd just like to take a minute and maybe ask for a moment of silence. We, in the past week, we lost a retiree around here, Captain Craig Dursa. Captain Dursa retired 22 years ago, and he was like an idol of mine when I got hired. Looked up to him, quite involved in the community, and he passed away the other day. So funeral will be this weekend. But also I'd like to invite the council and let them know that tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, we're having a memorial service in front of the police station at our little memorial out there. Tomorrow will be the 10-year anniversary of the death of Corporal Jason Mikowski. So we're going to have a little presentation. His family's going to be there. His son was 3 I think like 3 when it occurred. And also, it's been 50 years this year that Officer Robert Dowdite passed away. So we had 2 officers killed in the line of duty, and it's been 10 years and 50 years. So we're going to have a little memorial service tomorrow, a short one in front of the police station at 6 o'clock, and everyone's invited to that. And maybe if we could just have a moment of silence for those 2 officers and Captain Dursa.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Chief Gavin, thank you.
Also, if by chance it should rain, the event will still be held, Chief, but it'll be inside
It'll be
the
inside.
Justice Center.
Inside the station.
Yeah, so don't let the rain cause you not to come.
Thank you.
Library Director Mike McCafferty, go ahead.
Hello, Council Chair and Mayor. Just want to talk about a couple of upcoming events at the library. Wednesday, May 25th at Carolyn Kennedy Library from 1 to 2:30 p.m. We will be having classes in adult coloring. Come in and reap the benefits of increased relaxation, improved focus, and stress reduction through this therapeutic technique. Classes will also be occurring from Monday, June 6th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. and Tuesday, June 21st from 2 to 3:30 p.m. Also, Tuesday, June 7th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. at Carolyn County Library, we will be talking about decluttering your life. Professional organizer Sue Porter will present strategies on how to achieve and maintain your organizational goals.
Think that's possible?
Yeah, I need to probably take a look at that. And putting on another cap, I wanted to thank everyone who came out to the Michigan Week presentation last week to help raise money and attention for Nolan Cemetery. More will follow in the weeks to come. That's all for now, and thank you for your time, and see you at the library.
Mike, thank you. All right, our Recreation Director and Deputy Director.
Good evening, everyone. Well, next week kicks off the 30th anniversary of the Spirit Festival, and it's a very exciting time for, I think, all of us as a community to have such a successful event over the last 30 years, and all the different departments and all the city officials and everybody pulling together to ensure that this is a great event for our community. I'm not going to get into any great detail tonight. We have a great show that we did on Mayor Dan Paleco's show. It was well over a half hour, and I got into great detail. We also have a festival flyer, which is available on the Parks and Recreation website and in any of the city buildings. So you can go on the website, you can print it yourself. You can go to any of the city buildings, you can pick one up. And every school child in Dearborn Heights should be bringing one home in their backpack. So if you have a child that's in school, check their backpacks and get that flyer, because like I said, it tells hour by hour of everything that's going on. So then you can pick and choose when you want to come down, and hopefully you'll pick and choose more than one time, because I think there's a great opportunity. But I'll just go ahead and highlight the different days. We open up Wednesday, June 1st with sneak preview night, and what will happen that evening are the rides will be running only. Rides are normally $16 for a pay one price ride band, but compliments of our Ride Midway show, Mid-America shows, we have a $4 off ride coupon, and we have a flyer on that too. And that went home with every child in Dearborn Heights in their backpack, so look for it there. Each one has to have their own to get the $4 discount. So now you can ride all the rides for $12, or you can go to the Parks and Recreation website and download it, and it's in all the city buildings. So it's very, very accessible. It's not something that we're hiding. We want our citizens and our community and all our families and friends in Dearborn Heights to take advantage of that great opportunity. Thursday is community night, and this is when all the high school kids come out and the middle school, and they perform. They get to perform in their school for their parents, but this is a time for them to give back to the community. And we start and we kick off with Star Academy, and we go all the way through with Annapolis High School, Crestwood High School, Divine Child High School, Riverside Middle School, and all their jazz groups and their choral groups and all those their POM teams and the cheerleaders will all be performing a part of Thursday. We also have the Mayor's Walk at 7:30, registration at 7, and that's just a 1-mile non-competitive walk. We give away a free festival t-shirt to the first 125 that register, so please come out and support that. And the Taste of the Heights Food Fest is also on Thursday. So a lot happening on Thursday, but it's all community driven. And that Taste of the Heights is at 5:30, and tickets will be going on sale. We will have them as of tomorrow at the Parks and Recreation Department, so I would say Thursday to be, if you want to come down and get it in advance, we should start having them on Thursday and then all the way next week right up to the event. Friday is Community Service Club night. From 6 to 8, we're going to have the Rotarians, Lions, Kiwanis, and the Goodfellows. They're going to have booths, giveaways, and we're going to celebrate our community service groups that evening and say thank you to them, and they can also engage with the community and let people know what they do, and who knows, maybe pick up a couple members along the way. Our entertainment that evening is Larry Lee and Back in the Days, great dance group. They'll be taking the stage at 6:30. Saturday, we salute our military. It's our 11th annual Military Appreciation Day. At 1 o'clock, we'll be having a very nice ceremony recognizing our military, both past and present. And we now have extended it to a regional invitation of different VFWs in the Detroit metro area. So we're hoping for a great turnout, and that this will become a really nice regional event as we say thank you to our military. That evening, we have Steve King and the Diddleys performing at 6:30, so that's our headliner. Once again, another great dance band. Come on out and have some fun. And then Sunday is our 30th annual Family Day. We'll be having a Home Depot, our own local Dearborn Heights Home Depot, coming out and having a craft area for the kids in the afternoon from 4 to 6. Dwayne Malinowski Polka Band will be there. And then we'll be having an opportunity for people to be entertained and maybe not as much dancing. We have a Journey tribute band. So everybody's familiar with the band Journey. This is Capture Detroit. They're from the Detroit metro area. Really a good Journey tribute band. They'll be playing all Journey that evening, and that'll be from 6 until 8. So there's a lot going on, but once again, if you want to find out everything else and maybe some of the things I didn't touch about our shuttle service and all the other things that we have available at Spirit, go to the Dearborn Heights Parks and Recreation website and download the flyer if you're unable to get it through the other means that I had mentioned earlier. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Kim?
I just would like to highlight Thursday. We have our Senior Jubilee that day from 10 to 2. We have the wonderful Kiwanis Club doing the bingo that day, yes, and we have Heartland of Allen Park and Dearborn Heights sponsoring the entertainment. We have the dueling pianos, and they usually play in places like Frankenmuth and things like that, so it's going to be a really, really nice afternoon. If your schedules will allow, we'd certainly like to have you there as our guests. So I would also like to show you real quick our online registration program. This is just brand new today. We are actually online now. So residents, you can sign up online for all the programs and activities that we have. If you go to activities, we've got recreation daycare. You can just click on that and everything comes up. We have aftercare, before care, and we have a day camp. If you go back to activities and you go to sports, You will see our tennis program and our senior citizen golf program, tennis lessons, all the activities that we've got for the summer. And then if you go back again, you'll see youth recreation. You can sign up there for our summer recreation program that's held right at the Central Park area. If you go to reservations, you can actually request a reservation for one of our facilities. It can be either at Richard A. Young Center, it can be at the Canfield Community Center, and it could be either for the gymnasiums or for the parquet rooms that are there in the buildings. What you would do is request a date. We would send it back to you saying that the date's available, and then you can sign up and pay everything that you need to do right online. If you go to memberships, you can actually go and sign up for our Richard A. Young Fitness Center right online. So you can click on what you like. If you want a single, if you want a senior citizen membership, if you want a family membership, it's all right there, and you click on that, you add it to the cart, it adds it up, and you go ahead and you can pay your fee at the end, and you're all signed up and ready to go. So it's really nice. The very first thing that you have to do is create an account. And you just put your name, your address, and go to next. It's very simple, easy to use, and you will be able to sign up once you create an account. That's the only time you have to do that, and then after that, you just log in and sign up for the programs that you have. Thank you very much. That's all I wanted to tell you, and we are definitely online now, which is hooray! It's been years.
Great job.
Thanks.
Thank you. Councilwoman Horvath?
I just want to say, all you seniors out there, we raised the prize money for bingo. As long as you don't holler at me, we raised the prize money for bingo
At the Senior Jubilee.
at the Senior Jubilee.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilman Kozinski.
I spoke with Deputy Director Kim Constant earlier in the day with regard to two issues that she had on the agenda. And she exposed a lot of information in that conversation, which concluded that the expenditures that were taking place today were significantly toward the direction of safety and security. I find it interesting that she presented this information to us and said the first thing you have to do, repeat it again,
Is create an account.
create an account. The first thing you have to do is buy a computer. That comes from one who was very light on computer background, and I respect those who have gotten to be what I term techies and got in trouble with that phraseology, so my apologies. One other thing comes to mind, Mr. Chairman. As the citizens come up to share their concern with us, the City of Dearborn Heights Council has a published policy that the extent of the presentation should be 3 minutes. I'm hoping that we can recreate that and stay to that 3-minute limit, because I found out in a few days ago that some of our employees are here before the regular work hour, some at 6:30, some at 7. And if the presentation gets rather wordy and extensive, we're holding our guests a little too long with regard to staying up. And when it comes time, 9:30 or 10 o'clock, if you're getting up at 5, you need to be in bed much earlier than when you're leaving here. So I have a timer. It's absolutely 3 minutes. I asked Councilwoman Horvath to watch the timer with me because she's the cook and she knows what this is. So let's go forward and please conform to the 3-minute rule.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilman Kozinski. Councilman Musket?
I want to carry on with what Mr. Kaczynski said. I went to MML training before I was sworn in, and they all recommended us having some sort of time limit. But I personally, it is needed, but personally, I hate it. I always thought that a lot of times I had things to say. 3 minutes wasn't enough for me, and but that's just my feeling. In the past, it's been 3 minutes. I'll abide by it because that's what the council wants, but I just want to let the public know I didn't like it.
Well, yeah, I just want to remind everybody that when you come, if you have questions, comments, they're welcome, but let's not get any, going back and forth or yelling with the department heads, because this really isn't the forum that we can address those issues and solve anything. Councilman Abdullah?
I mean, I just want to say, with all due respect, personally, honestly, I'm in disagreement. I think the residents should have the opportunity to be able to say their piece. If it happens to take a little bit longer, I mean, if we stay an extra minute or 2 or 3 per resident, I don't think it's the end of the world. If somebody ends up being too talkative, then the chairperson's got to put a stop to it. But in general, when I used to sit down here and I'd see people trying to fit everything they want to say within 3 minutes, I think it makes them, they're already nervous enough as it is to come up here on the podium, and then to fit it all within 3 minutes makes them even more nervous to be able to relay what they want to say to us. So I personally, honestly, I'm in favor of let them say their piece, so long as, because we've had situations where residents have come here, and this is the first place that they're starting to say what their problem is. I think initially they got to try to go through the normal procedures, which is calling the either department heads or whatever particular department that they got to deal with, and not come here firsthand. But if they've tried to resolve that issue and have got nowhere, I think we ought to give them the time of day to listen, with all due respect. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other announcements? Hearing none. Any comments from members of the public? You got to come up to the podium. State your name and the street you live on, please.
Okay, my name's Arthur Taylor. I live on Culver Street in Dearborn Heights, and it's District 7. I've been here for over 50 years. And I've went through some bad problems, and I'm trying to get a tax rebate, and my taxes taken care of for the summer, and I get $753 a month because I'm on a disability and retirement, and that's all I get. And the taxes are gone high, and the city ordinance is on my back constantly. And because I lost the 2 shops, not your fault, but because of me being ignorant, is that I had equipment and stuff that I didn't have money to put in storage. And where are you going to store it if you don't have no place to put it? And my house is paid for, and the taxes were paid for last year. And a friend of mine helped me pay the taxes. And for what money I make a month, I can't cover these taxes. So what do? I apply for the loan, the discount on the taxes, and that's just what I did. And they turned me down last year. So I had to borrow the money from friends of mine and pay the taxes. So you guys can drive brand new cars and whatever. And they wrote me up for having 4 cars in my driveway without plates on it. They cost me over $100, and I had to move them. All right. And
tonight you spoke to the treasurer and you also spoke to the assessor regarding your reduction going forward, correct?
Right, and we're going to do this paperwork and get it done this week so I can apply for tax exemption and try to get my life back together. If I had, like I said, if I lived on $753 a month, I'd like to see one of you do it. I can't keep doing this. I mean, I've been a businessman, and due to the track that I've been into, it cost me quite a bit, and I lost my businesses. But nothing against women. I'll never, ever put another woman on my checking account. And that's the way I feel about it. I had 3 options.
You're batting 0 up here, but go ahead.
I had 3 options, all right? kill her and go to prison and have a free meal and a bed to sleep in? No. Or commit suicide and say to hell with everything? No. I had a friend of mine that I didn't even know that I had to borrow $15,500 from so I could get my cars out of storage. That's how bad it was behind. And I had to sell the cars to pay off the debts. So I'm not trying to put my arm on your shoulder. I'm telling you, I'm strong and I will make it. I'm older than anybody back there except for that gentleman there. And
You're really scoring a lot of points.
but I like to be essence because that gives everybody something to smile about. And I hope everybody hears what I say, and I hope I can make it. Because when they come and gave me the ticket and I had to go to court, that's when I had the heart attack and was in the hospital. And I didn't appreciate that because I didn't know that I was in the hospital until the day I got out. And I was really upset about it because I have never in my entire life blacked out in my life. And I bought this house to live in a white, respectable neighborhood, and that's where I live now.
Order.
You know?
Mr. Chair,
All
we
right,
can't
thank you,
have
Art.
that.
All right.
It was-
Thank you.
Mr.
And
Chair,
thank you for listening to me.
Councilman Muskie?
We can't have
No, we can't.
that sort of talk. I feel for you, but you can't bring race into situation. This is a diverse community, and I'm proud of it. And let me finish before you go. I respect the fact that you lost your business. I feel for you, I really do. But we can't bring race into it because everyone lives in this community. Everybody abides by the same rules and regulations as everybody, and that's just the way it is. We
Well, let me
can't.
explain this to you. I bought this house 50 years ago to live in this neighborhood.
I've been here for
And I'm
50 years
still
too.
here. And I rented the house before I bought it. And I had the gas station at Michigan and Greenfield, all right? And due to that fact, I had to let that go because Standard Oil did not want to give me a contract with their gasoline anymore because I owned the property, all right? So I had to sell it, and I had to stay
All
at
right,
home.
Art, thank you.
Thank you. If you have any problems, contact me and tell me.
Any other comments from members of the public? You got to come up to the podium, state your name and the street you live on.
Absolutely. My name is Ed Frolick. I live on Robindale. I want to say that I talked to the last 2 meetings ago. I was here, and I talked to the building director, and I apologized to him, and he took care of my fence problem, okay, which I had.
This is regarding property on Warren, correct?
Property on Warren.
Issue with the fence.
Yeah.
Okay, so I apologize to him for that, okay? That's because I was disgusted, okay? But here's my concern. There's a doctor's office. The address is 25135, and there's a printing company on the other side, and there's an empty lot in the middle. Well, they come and cut the grass yesterday, but the grass on the other side of my fence, they did not cut. And I says to him, how come you're not cutting this? And he says, the guy didn't, I was only paid to cut this here. And I says, well, he says, I'm not cutting that because I'm not paid. I said, I'm not holding you responsible. I said, who's the gentleman that owns this lot? And he says, the person that owns the Dearborn Heights Bakery on Warren, he pays me for it. I says, well, he needs to have this, thing's got to be cut in the back, and it's getting tall up there, and I'm not going to cut it. And I says, I'll address it in the city council meeting. Anyway, so I was wondering, is something going to be done on that? And also, there's also water problem there, okay? And my granddaughter is going to be coming more and more, okay? And now with the Zika virus and everything else, I think the problem there is that the pavement is blacktop. The blacktop, when in the wintertime, when they plow, all that blacktop is pushed towards towards the wall, okay? but, and that, okay, and the water sits, now that there's a groove there, and the water sits there, you know, and that, who's going to take care of that?
Well, our ordinance director isn't here tonight, but Mayor, you know he's right there.
Well,
Jack,
one of the
you
questions,
here.
are you talking an alley in back of
an alley.
the printing, the alley, right?
Yeah, right, and there's potholes in the alley, too.
Okay. Alleys are the responsibility of the business owner, but we can enforce. So now that we're aware of it.
Mr. Chair, I mean, but this is an example, Ed, that I was talking about earlier. You got to initially go to the right department head to try to see if you could resolve the issue. I mean, if you couldn't, maybe we could try to help you, but obviously it's not something that our body would handle typically.
I went to the building ordinance department, the lady said she's going to get back with me, and I never received a call back, okay?
Director McIntyre? And I apologize, I didn't realize you were here, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, Officer Stein went out there, and she was going to follow up with the water department just to make sure there was no issues with that basin, and then she'll get back with you. She wanted to check with other resources first.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments?
My name is Mary Lucrat. I live on Drexel, directly across the street from the apartment building that is going up. Now, I know many of you drive down George, and you can see the mess that is there. I'd like to know why it isn't being enforced and why it isn't being cleaned up. I know there was a stop work order put on it, and he put the wrong type of roof on it, and he was made to take that down, and now all of that is just left laying there. And there is asphalt from where there was originally a driveway going up into the old fire station. That is just piled there in a heap. There is no porta-john. Isn't there supposed to be one at a construction site?
Let's hear from our ordinance director.
Yeah, they just resumed their, probably about 10 days ago, to correct the roof, because the roof they installed was incorrect, and they were in front of the planning commission. They were instructed to correct it. So for a while, it was on hold. There was no activity there.
4 months.
So
But go ahead.
this morning, we issued a 24-hour notice to them that they have to remove all the blight. They actually have a dumpster on their property. They just need to get the stuff inside the dumpster.
A dumpster that no one uses. And much of the stuff has been there since before they put the new roof on.
Yeah, direct your comments to me. And
Also, there are still chickens down the street from me.
chickens?
Chickens. Back in October, when he sent someone over to our house to tell my husband to immediately clean up the leaves, the girl stopped him from cleaning the leaves. He had driven by and seen my husband blowing them in the street where he was going over with the tractor to mulch them, to clean them up. So he immediately had the girl come over and stop him from doing the leaves, to tell him he had to immediately clean the leaves. But yet, when we came and complained about the chickens down the street, they're still there. That was back in October. Now, I know that ordinance people have come along and put notices on the house next to me. That has been vacant for 9 years. But nothing is done about across the street. Nothing is done across the street that way either. I have a right to sit in my yard or sit on my front porch and not have to look at all this garbage.
That's right. One at a time. All right, well, the ordinance officer has apparently already been out there, and he'll check into it further.
Yeah, if you could give me the address where the chickens are after the meeting, I'll follow up on that.
I don't know the address. We told the girl at the desk, we came in and complained. It is the only house on Drexel between George and, what is it? Midway, that does not have a garage. They now have glass panels.
Okay, well, maybe after the meeting, you could give me your address and tell me how many houses down, and I can figure it out.
It's the only house.
See us
You
after
can't
the
miss
meeting.
Okay, thanks.
Anyone else?
Move to adjourn.
Support? Good evening, everyone.